Trustee McCarthy.
Here.
Mayor Severino.
Here. We have PAC 196, Senior Webelos. Scouts will present the colors, and I'll turn this over to Trustee Geezer.
Well, thank you very much. The senior Webelos, as the mayor said, from PAC 196 are here, and why don't we let the scouts do their thing? Rishi?
Color guard, attention. Will the audience please rise? Color guard, forward march. Halt. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Color guard, post the colors. Scout salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Color guard, return to rank. About face. Forward march. Halt. Color guard dismissed. Audience, please be seated.
Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Right ahead.
I want to thank the scouts from PAC 192, the senior Webelos. Thank you very much for joining us. Before the meeting today, they stopped by a little early to do a rehearsal of the flag ceremony, as well as ask the trustees and the mayor questions about our community. We received a number of very interesting questions about community development, about how much we get paid, about how much we do. And it was, very a good exchange of dialogue. And we just love the fact that we can get young people into our meetings and to encourage them to participate in the life of their community, because they are the future of the community, and many of them will be sitting up here in a few years. So we thank you for joining us, and we thank the moms and dads for making sure that they were here to learn about their civic responsibilities.
And John, one of the scouts stated that we should probably be making to $50,000 to $80,000 a year. So I want you to take that. Budget's coming. So
You want to cut? You want to cut and pay? He's on, Trustee Geezer.
Yeah, and we were very happy that the scouts are here, but we know that it's Christmas or holiday break for all of them, and they may want to watch Hallmark movies tonight. So we'd love you to stay for the meeting, but you're welcome to leave if you'd like.
Thank you. There a motion to approve the minutes of our December 5th, 2022 Village Board meetings?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee McCarthy, seconded by Trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni. Aye. Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve but not release the executive session minutes of December 5th, 2022 Village Board meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Zalick, seconded by Trustee Geezer. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni. Aye. Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Under listening post, we have a special guest tonight to make a presentation from Salerno's Funeral Home. This is a tradition that his father started many years ago, and his son has just taken that, George has taken that same step as his father, which I've known forever, that wasn't cut far from the cloth. They're two great people. So if you'd like to step forward. this was something special for your dad that he started.
Turn the microphone on there. There you go.
Yes, it was something near and dear to his heart. What an honor to see these kids here and the joy in their face. Imagine what happens if they veer off the path or if they are slightly influenced and they go on to drugs. And that's what we see all too often at the funeral home. And so one of my dad's passions was not to have that happen. And so he was a great advocate for the DARE program. And the DARE program helps to inform these kids of the dangers of drugs and keep them on the straight and narrow so that they can one day sit where you're sitting or sit where I'm sitting or sit where anyone else in the audience is sitting and participate. And so it's my honor to carry on that tradition. And I commend you as a village for being one of the only villages left in DuPage County that has the DARE program. And so we're honored to be part of it, and we're so happy to be able to give some assistance to the program and to the village. And Mayor Severino, I always thank you because you're the spearhead. If it wasn't for you, my dad really wouldn't have known about the DARE program, and so it's just an honor to be here.
Your father was very special to me. You know, we've been friends for your dad and I through the Italian American Sports Hall of Fame, and then all the way into Chaco, where we raise nothing but money and give it all away. When he called me and said he wanted to do something for the DARE program, and I asked him, why would you want to give money? He said he gave me the number, which was a pretty good number. He told me the reason was that he was tired of burying young people. And it's just, the epidemic was so bad at the time that he felt he had to do something because so many towns dropped their DARE program as things got bad. And I said, he's going to send a check. And I said, no, I want you to come in. I want you to take the podium. And I want you to tell people why you're doing this. Because if it doesn't get out, it's never going to get better. And he started that whole, your dad actually started that whole thing against the opioids and against fentanyl and against everything. And then everybody kind of like came in. The problem is COVID. We kind of dropped the ball in the last 3 years. Hopefully, maybe this presentation that you're making, what you're going to do tonight, will be something maybe we could get started again.
I sincerely hope that this is the start to it because it's too important to let fall by the wayside.
Well, thank you very much, and you know, we do a lot of fundraising together and give a lot of money away, and I really appreciate you and your family, so thank you.
Thank you. We honor your friendship. I would like to also acknowledge a few folks that are here with us. And so Cindy, who's been with us from the start.
Yes.
Ava was roaming around here somewhere. Oh, there's Ava. And then Megan and Sophia. And so Sophia, I think, was one of the first presenters of a check, and so my dad had each of the grandchildren, when they were in sixth grade, come and
Yes,
present the
that's
check.
right.
And so we ran out of grandkids. Who are
Time to make
sixth
some more.
graders. Yes, and so I'm here, but Sophie was our first.
Well, we would like all of you to come up here and take a picture with us,
We'd be
if you would
honored.
do that. We'd be honored.
Come on up here. How are you? George, good to see you. How nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you.
Been up here since I was on the township. Thank you. He's got a little bigger since sixth grade, huh? How's it go by your dad? Sure.
As long as you can see everybody, there you go.
A freshman in high school, and so that's how long this is.
College.
Excuse me, college.
High school.
All right. 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3.
3, 2, 1.
It's a nice phone case you have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Don, you didn't come.
You guys all feel good. Keep moving.
Good to see you.
Merry Christmas. Watch you don't fall.
Yeah.
George,
That's down to-
George, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, George, have you ever been to one of the DARE graduations? You really should. The excitement in the kid's face for our DARE officer is amazing.
Let them know.
When is graduation? We'll be there.
Chief can probably reach out to you, eh?
Please let us know. We'll be there.
Yes.
Yes, we'll definitely be there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Under our listening post, we have addresses from the audience. Do we have any tonight? Nothing here? Okay, I think we have one or
We
two.
received one online comment submitted last week.
Clerk will read that.
Sure. Village Board meeting from Nathan Jones. Cannabis dispensary discussion. I'd like to state my extreme disappointment with Trustee Garvey's arguments against the issuing of cannabis dispensary permits at the last board meeting. Trustee Garvey stated he found some of the articles and media pieces he cited in just 10 minutes, and frankly, it showed. It was clear to me Trustee Garvey did not look with care at any of the sources for the information he obtained, otherwise he would have noted many of the inaccuracies he raised. To cite only a few, the article, "Sorry Stoners, Doctors Have Bad News About the Medical Benefits of Cannabis," is not only an opinion piece, but also cites as its main source only one scholarly article. This article used 20 different studies from other institutions to come to its conclusion. Of these 20, the paper identifies that 16 of those studies has moderate to high risk of bias, meaning that these studies have a significant chance of having made errors in their data collection and thus being invalid. Mr. Garvey cited an article about 10 middle school students overdosing in California on edibles. Mr. Garvey failed to mention that the police reported they were and still aren't, as of this writing, unsure if it was in fact edibles that caused this event, that of the 10 children, 3 were released at the scene and the rest held overnight for observation, and all released, and that the worst symptom reported was lethargy. Perhaps this was all a simple omission, but it is a telling one. Finally, Mr. Garvey cited the DuPage County Health Department's report on youth marijuana use. While I absolutely acknowledge the negative health effects of marijuana on youth, this report does not seem to be assembled by professional medical staff or scholars and seems to be a political product with a clear agenda. The central point of information cited repeatedly during the meeting, that Colorado spends $4 for every $1 in taxes, is from a study that really should be called an opinion piece. Multiple times, the paper makes estimates for costs it admits it has no data for, some of the conclusions it's making, and was commissioned by a think tank with a clear political agenda. The idea it was used to formulate policy in DuPage County I find frankly shameful. I further wish to note that Trustee Garvey seemed to make broad, ill-informed assumptions about character of people in this industry. Trustee Garvey seemed to consistently imply that dispensaries will sell tainted products to whomever wants them, regardless of local and state regulations or even simple business ethics. I frankly think Trustee Garvey can do better than this. I want to be clear. I do not use marijuana, nor do I plan to do so. But I think we need reliable, factual information on this topic, not hyperbole. Hyperbole is what led this country to declare a war on drugs, a costly endeavor that has hurt many of the communities it was meant to help, and failed to stem the tide of illegal substances. The conversation seems to be ignoring that even if marijuana legalization had never passed, it would still be here in our community, but as a shadow market product, unmonitored, unregulated, and unaddressed. Why not try to make it something controlled and taxed while giving parents and families the information they need to talk to their kids about cannabis so they can make informed decisions when the time comes? We can't keep going how we have been. We need to do something different, and legal sales is worth a try. Sincerely, Nathan Jones, Carroll Stream resident, on December 13th. And that's all.
Thank you, Clerk. Is there a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved?
Second?
Moved by Trustee McCarthy, seconded by Trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Gieser.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, would you please read what is on the consent agenda?
Certainly. Board and Commission reports. Plan Commission Zoning Board of Appeals, White Castle, 110 West North Avenue, amendment to a special use permit for a drive-through. Recommended approval with conditions 5-0. Gary, North Avenue Corridor Review, approved 5-0.
Yes.
Yes.
Staff reports and recommendations. Waiver of competitive bidding and approval of a contract for the purchase and installation of 6 snowplows from Regional Truck Equipment in the amount of $40,626 pursuant to the provisions of Section 5-8-3B and subsection 5-8-14E of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances.
Yes.
Yes.
Authorization to provide a special award concurrence letter to IDOT indicating our recommendation for IDOT to award the contract to A. Lamp Concrete Contractors, Inc.
Yes.
Waiver of the requirements for bidding per municipal code, Section 5-8-3B, and award of a contract to Action Fence Contractors, Inc. in the lump sum amount of $31,072 for the retaining wall fence located between 130 and 150 Arrowhead Trail.
Yes.
Yes.
Amendment to the Village of Carroll Stream Personnel Manual to include Chapter 1U, Fitness Room, Purpose and Policy.
Yes.
Yes.
Approval of a 3-year labor contract between the village and SEIU representing the village's public works employees, providing terms and conditions for wages, hours, and working conditions.
Yes.
Yes.
Award of a contract for purchase of the MSEA to Dell Technologies for a cost of $47,288.14 annually over a 3-year period for a cumulative total of $141,864.12.
Yes.
Yes.
Ordinances. Ordinance approving an amendment to a special use permit for a drive-through, White Castle, 110 West North Avenue.
Yes.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2022-12-57. Resolutions. Resolution authorizing the execution of a contract between the Village of Carroll Stream and John Fiati as administrative adjudicator for automated traffic law enforcement, red light, and administrative tow hearings.
Yes.
Yes.
That is resolution number 3287. New business, American Legion Post 76, approval of the 2023 annual raffle license and waiver of the manager's fidelity bond for the weekly raffles held at 570 South Gary Avenue.
Yes.
Yes.
Payment of bills. Regular bills, December 6, 2022 through December 19, 2022.
Yes.
Yes.
Addendum warrants, December 6, 2022 through December 19, 2022.
Yes.
Yes.
Treasurer's report. Revenue expenditure statements and balance sheet for the month ended November 30th, 2022.
Received.
Received.
And that concludes the items on the consent agenda, Mayor.
Their motion to put those items on the consent agenda,
So moved?
Second.
moved by trustee Giesers, seconded by trustee Berger. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Gieser.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzolini.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Their motion to approve those items by omnibus vote,
So moved.
Second.
moved by trustee Frizzaloni, seconded by trustee Zalick. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Gieser.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzolini.
Aye.
And Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Very quick. Go to report officers. Trustee Berger.
Yeah, this is a quick one today. I would like to thank PAC 196 for coming out and doing the flag ceremony with us. Always like that. And thank you to George Salerno for the donation to the DARE program, which I think is important to all of us up here. The Christmas sharing event was great, minus the rain. But I don't think Tia was the sole organizer of it, otherwise there would not have been rain and it would have been like 55. So, but that was a great event and well executed. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays to everybody. I'm allowed to say snow today because I was just letting Phil know that there is snow expected this week, that he should probably be ready. So So everybody out there, make sure you got your snow blowers going. I changed the oil in mine this afternoon, and it actually still ran after I worked on it, which is unlike most gas appliances that I work on. And so be prepared for that. And the most important thing I have for my report is wishing my youngest, my daughter Emily, a happy birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday.
That concludes my report.
Zalik.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First off, I want to thank PAC 196 for coming in. I too was a Cub Scout once, and my kids were Cub Scouts, so it's just good to see the Cub Scouts getting involved with government. Secondly, I would like to thank George Salerno and the Salerno family for contributing to our DARE program. I have attended graduations, and I see the joy it brings kids, and it makes it fun for learning lifelong lessons. The Rotary has their annual coat drive. I believe it's till the end of January. Gently used coats, sweaters, hats, mittens, gloves, and scarves are being accepted at the Village Hall, Fountain View, Simkus, and I believe the Western DuPage Special Recreation Association up on Schmale, just north of North Avenue. And because snow is coming, I can say the S word. You know, there's calling for some, I don't have to tell you, Phil, I know, I trust you have it under control, but like 12 to 18 inches with 55-mile-an-hour winds. So just take care of your, neighbors and family, and just make sure that they're okay. And just let's take care of each other instead of just being at each other's throats. Let's keep our thoughts and prayers to military and first responders, and that concludes my report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Zalik. Trustee Giesser.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too would like to thank the scout groups, the senior Webelos from PAC 196. As I mentioned at the top of the meeting, it's always wonderful to see young people participating in our meetings, and in extension, participating in the life of the community. So hopefully this encourages them that this isn't a scary thing, this isn't a boring thing. This is a vital thing that has consequences for the betterment of their lives and the community. So thank you to them. Also, it's always wonderful to see the Salerno family as they support our DARE program. So thank you for doing that. And they bring the family and staff with them. So you know they're really behind it. So thank you very much. There was a group of local residents that have done a very nice thing. This is the second year. I'd like to thank and congratulate Jackie Jeffrey and Patty Munter for coordinating the Colony Park Adopt a Senior program. There are over 300 people who live in the Colony Park apartments. That is if people don't know, that's a rent-assisted community of residents. It's a vital community and a very important part of the village of Carol Stream. But they created this program where residents adopt one of the seniors, and every resident was adopted this year. So thank you to them for coordinating. Each resident got a holiday gift card, some got gift cards. It's a very nice program. And while we're talking about Colony Park, the mayor and I don't know if any of the other trustees showed up for later events, but longtime, one of the coordinators at Colony Park, Kathy Lingway, we know her husband Louis, who's very active in getting the Veterans Memorial built. She retired after 30 years, so congratulations to her. I just also would like to say happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and have a happy, safe, and wonderful New Year. And just remember that there's a lot of holidays going on here. That's why at least I say happy holidays, and because the diversity of our community is a very important thing. It's one of our hallmarks, one of our successes, one of the things that make us better. And as a result, I know Trustee Frusaloni, you were there. The mayor was supposed to be there. Some other trustees were invited as well. We attended a very fun and, oh, the clerk as well. Fun and festive first night of Hanukkah party at residents Kathy and Howard Bender. So thanks to them for including us in their community and to share on that special night. It was a wonderful thing. So everyone, enjoy the holidays and with your family, and let's get out and do some sledding this weekend. So, Merry Christmas. That's my report.
Thank you, trustee Geezer. Now I have to ask you a question. Was the food as good as it looked on Facebook?
Yes, better.
Exactly, much better.
I'm going to ask all of you to do me a favor. Till my wife gets out of the hospital, don't post any food pictures.
But we can make you a doggy bag
Oh,
and
my
bring you.
God, I'm telling you. Thank you. Let's see, trustee Frizzaloni.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say thank you to the Scouts for coming in. Always a great thing. My son was a Cub Scout too, and he went to a board meeting, not in Carroll Stream, in Buffalo Grove, and it's very important for the kids to understand their local government. So thank you to PAC 196. Thank you to Salerno's Funeral Home. I've known the Salerno's family for, I'm just going to say, a long time. My husband and brother-in-law actually grew up with George Salerno, so they've actually known the Salerno family most of their lives. But just a great family. I got to know Joe, actually, when he came in, made a presentation here, the first DARE check. So they're an amazing, generous family, and that they continue to see the value in our DARE program is phenomenal. So thank you to the Salerno family. Can't say enough about Christmas sharing. Christmas sharing is one of our best events. And when we looked at the weather this year, it was like, okay, well, is it going to rain? Is it not going to rain? And oh boy, did it rain. And we had, I think, more volunteers than we've ever had. We actually had some volunteers that showed up and we said, you know, you don't have to stay. You can definitely if you want to, but we've got so many people here. I don't know that I've seen that many volunteers, that we didn't have enough jobs for everybody. And I mean, the weather was not the best. But we helped so many families, more families this year than we did in the last couple of years. It was 180 families, almost 450 children. And that speaks to the generosity of Carroll Stream, because we were able to make sure that there was more than enough Christmas presents, holiday presents for the children. The Rotary Club did an amazing job, as they always do, with the personal care products, making sure, you know, families that need diapers have diapers this time of the year. Just really important, all the partnerships that we have. And being able to give away a week's worth of food to every family is really very special and important. So I know our social services department gives like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but they plan this year round. I mean, it takes them a year to plan it. And I'm sure they're exhausted, but still smiling. I mean, it was very successful. So Chief, please give them some time off. Let them rest a little bit. But just a great job by all the staff. I mean, we had so much staff, and obviously, most of the board was there to help out, so just a great event. I know Phil knows about I'm not going to use the B word that's going around in the weather forecast, but please check the forecast. Please take these weather warnings very seriously. I have a son who does meteorology as a hobby, and when he got concerned yesterday when he was looking at the models, that made me slightly concerned, because he doesn't get excited about the weather like this. But they are calling for some very ugly weather. Unfortunately, it's almost like a perfect storm. We're going to have brutal, bitter cold, and the salt is not going to be as effective on the roadway when we get down to 0 degrees with 20 to 30 negative 20 to 30 degree wind chills, 50-mile-an-hour winds potentially, catastrophic snow event on top of that. And when it gets this cold, it's going to be that light, fluffy snow that's going to blow, and we could have whiteout conditions. So please, please, if you don't have to go out Thursday night and Friday, don't. Please remember, we have parking bans, and we do that for resident safety. We also do it for the safety of our snowplow drivers. We have a lot of areas in town where parking on the street is going to be exceptionally dangerous for our snowplow drivers, because there's just nowhere for for them to be able to maneuver these one-ton trucks around parked cars. So please, plan now and make sure that you have somewhere to park your cars during the snow event, because if they can't see cars, it's just going to be very dangerous for them. So these are very dangerous conditions that could potentially be hampering some of our Christmas celebrations this week. But please keep our snowplow drivers in your thoughts, because when everyone's running inside, they're outside, and they will be out there from beginning to the end. They're very dedicated. They know our snow plan in and out. They know their routes, and they're going to do an amazing job. I have no doubt that Carroll Stream streets are going to be the very best-kept streets, and I have no problem staying within Carroll Stream. Once we get out onto county and state roads, that makes me a little more nervous. But Phil, eat your Wheaties, take your vitamins, get some sleep, and please give the guys my very best. It's going to be a tough couple of days ahead of them. But I know Jason he's on the ball.
He's kidding.
Okay, I was going to say he was probably
That
excited.
doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me. Now, when I got the weather alert that said blizzard conditions, I went, oh, Jason's probably doing a dance. I know. It's already put out there. I mean, when National Weather Service already put it out there at like 11 o'clock this morning. They've already put it out there. So please just be careful. We celebrated a wonderful first night of Hanukkah. For me, it was special because I haven't been able to do that before, and it was wonderful. Thank you to the Benders for inviting us and sharing their traditions. I have to say, it was a lot of fun playing a nice competitive game of dreidel. The Schwarzies took home, they took home a lot of the gold coins, all of them actually from the table. We left with nothing. But it was fine. I mean, just the luck of the spin.
Greg Schwarzy ate most of them.
He
did.
did eat most of them.
Yes.
I would also like to point out, if I weren't driving from Tampa to Chicago, I would have won.
Yes, we get it. And this is a very busy time of the year for everybody, so, but I heard something like there's over 40 holidays celebrated between now and the end of the year. And as Trustee Geezer said, we are a very, very ethnically diverse community, so happy holidays to everyone. My family celebrates Christmas, so Merry Christmas. And please, just go into 2023 nice and quiet. Don't make any sudden moves, because as we've learned the last couple of years, all heck can break loose. So nice and quiet, ease into 2023. I'm not making any New Year's resolutions because bizarre things have happened in January the last 2 years. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a very nice, quiet, hopefully boring 2023. That I will end my report.
Thank you, Trustee Frizzalone. Trustee McCarthy.
Thank you. PAC 186, I'm glad, it was great seeing you, and it's been a pleasure seeing other PACs come in. And I encourage anybody who does have a Cub Scout, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, anything like that, come in. You're always welcome, and like everybody here has said, it's a blast actually talking to the kids. Their questions sometimes are entertaining, other times they're well thought out that you think you're talking to an adult. The kids get it. So I encourage all groups to come in, and even if you're not part of a group, come in anyway. We always have chairs here, and we're always more than happy to talk about what we do, why we do it, and how it's done. So it gets a little mundane here and there if you're watching it, but there's a lot of behind-the-scenes things that go on that make everything run smoothly, and luckily we have a great staff that makes us all look good, which makes everything seem easier. There's, like everybody said, there's a million holidays from November all the way through the new year. I just wish everyone love and joy for whatever you happen to celebrate, and be proud of what you celebrate. We do celebrate Christmas, so Merry Christmas, but I do want to wish anybody, anything you're celebrating, I wish you nothing but joy and love. And then the last thing is officially, we will have the 7th annual Bags Tournament. Dates will come out shortly. We're just tying them up. And we'll start looking for raffle donations. There will be also a kids' bags tournament again this year, and it looks like it's going to be a mix between Special Olympics, the soccer, Panther Soccer Club, Panther Cheerleading, and Panther Football. So I think we're going to have a few more kids playing this year, so that's kind of exciting. We always appreciate everybody who gets involved. But we couldn't get past step one without our main sponsors. And it's been Chrissy's, and it's Chrissy's again. The new owners, I sat down with them about a week ago, and I was wondering if I was gonna have to find a new place, and the first thing she said is, why don't we just do what Bob and Chris have always done? Okay, end the meeting. It was literally that simple. So we have them, Flood Brothers back on board, New Traditions Funeral Services is back on board, and our newest name sponsor is our mayor, Frank Savarino, wanted to jump in and play even a bigger role than he always has in it. So I thank those 4 groups so much, because it's just, without that, we don't get that next step. And you understand that. So we want to break last year. Don't know that we will. That'll be tough. We had an amazing year last year. We did almost $32,000 in donations last year. And we're hoping to beat that, even if it's by $1, don't care. So Tia will have to work on some dates to see if we can get some interest like usual for a staff play-in, because that's always fun. So we'll talk. And people who don't know, every year the staffs come and play tonight. And generally is one of the highest donated nights that we have of the whole tournament. It's amazing. And it's, people come to play, people come to watch, people come to buy raffle tickets, and it's just a good time. And what's nice is it's kind of a fun bonding experience with staff too, because we all get to joke around because we're outside of the work environment. So I do really appreciate everybody who puts the effort in to come out or buy tickets or whatever else it is. But we will have more information on that after the first of the year. Enjoy your holidays, be safe, be careful, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Trustee McCarthy. Tia, do you have anything?
Just want to wish happy holidays to everybody on the board. Thank you.
Julia?
Thank you, Mayor Savarino. So most of what I was going to say, everyone's covered already, so I ditto everything everyone's already said, and I'm excited for the Bags Tournament coming up, especially in the middle of winter. Is it, did you say February?
Yeah, it'll be February into March.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to do, to get out of the house in the middle of winter, so I'm excited about that. And I want to check with Trustee Geiser on the holiday decorating contest. Is there an update on that?
Yeah, tomorrow night will be the judging.
Okay.
I will be driving the judges around. We have 39 homes. Well, we have 40, but one house is having some electrical issues, so we'll see if they're up and running tomorrow. But you can check them all out by going to the village website, carolstream.org, go to the story map. You can go on your own personal tour. Go now before the snow comes. You'll want to check out all the houses and see what's terrific. We've got some terrific judges. We have 3 past winners of the holiday contest. We have Jim Slinker, who we all know from the Canyon Trail decorations, holiday displays. Also, we have Rudy Vanderbeest from Lights on Easton. He'll be one of the judges. And we have Rick Zwybruck, who doesn't participate in the Christmas, but is a big Halloween decorator, and he's been a past winner there. And in fact, he had his cutouts at the Geek Fest this year, so people could do selfies in front of all his superhero cutouts. So those will be our judges. So we'll be out tomorrow night, so if anyone is listening, we'll be out starting at 6 p.m., and I'll drive them by every single house. Yes, we have the pictures on the website. Yes, you can look at the pictures, but that's not how they're judged. They go by every single house. And, even the ones, like the Slankers are up there, Rudy Vanderbeest are up there. They will not be, they've pulled themselves from consideration, but they want the public to be able to see their beautiful displays.
Nice.
So,
Thank you, trustee
Thank you.
Geezer. I was wondering when the judging was happening.
thank you for asking. And then, of course, pay attention to the village's social media on Wednesday morning. The winners will be announced on social media at that time. Visit the Village of Carol Stream Facebook page and all that. And I'm sure, Tia, you'll spread that onto Insta and the other as well. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Geezer. So I just wanted to check with you on that, and then also give a quick update just to say that I did have a number of candidates file for local elected office for the April 4th election last week, and I just really appreciate everybody who's stepping up to run. It's a lot of work to file the papers and get all the signatures and get all the i's dotted and the t's crossed. So thank you, everyone, for doing that hard work. It's even harder to actually run for office, but I appreciate everybody who's stepping up to run, because it's, we certainly don't do it for the money, as the Boy Scouts have learned. It's because we love our community and we're trying to do good things for our community. So thank you, everyone who's running for office. We will be having the ballot placement lottery this coming, or Wednesday, the 28th, so the week after Christmas. And after that, we will be posting downstairs at Village Hall, the doors down there, the list of candidates running for each office and the position they will be on the ballot. And other than that, I just wanted to say happy holidays to everybody, and don't forget to shop, dine, and get your car washed in Carol Stream.
Thank you, Clerk Swarzy. We're doing a wonderful job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rhodes, our village attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to wish the mayor and board of trustees, the clerk, all of village staff, and all of the residents very happy holidays this season. And hopefully, everyone can celebrate a healthy and a prosperous new year. That's all I have, other than an add-on. Make sure you buy all your Christmas presents in Carol Stream.
There you go.
Aren't they delivered? Doesn't Santa make them?
Perfect.
Just the choice.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. With the holidays coming up, the Municipal Center will be closed beginning this Friday, December 23rd, through Monday, December 26th, in observance of the Christmas holiday, and on January 2nd, which is Monday, in observance of the New Year's Day holiday. And right now, it appears that the January 3rd board meeting will be canceled, pending any last-minute items that require immediate board. Anybody's birthday on that?
It is my birthday.
Okay.
January 3rd is
There you
my
go.
birthday.
In observance of trustee Geezer.
Thank you. Cake at my house.
That's all I have.
That's it?
Yes.
Well, I'd like to say happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everybody in Carol Stream. And I'd like to wish everybody a very happy New Year, being we're not going to be back here, even if we were, we're not going to be back before the end of the year. So I just hope that everybody has a strong, safe holiday Christmas and New Year's. Very important. If you drink, be very careful. I don't like to preach to anybody, but the price you pay isn't worth the aggravation, especially if it's going to be bad for Christmas Eve. The last thing you want to do is have to drive in ice and snow and maybe have a few too many alcoholic beverages. Everybody has to know their limit. Trustee Zalik said something earlier that I had on my list also. We had to learn to finally get along with each other. We have to find a common ground of, I don't even know how to put it, where we just have to, it's amazing sometimes how we could just get into each other's faces, neighbors to neighbors and friends to friends, and then it's over with, but it's never over with. That's the problem. So think about what you do before you do it. Think about what you say. It's not easy. It's very tough today, the way things are. Trustee Fruzzoloni covered Christmas sharing. We had more kids' toys than ever before. We had more families to feed than ever before. I mean, it's just, where everybody thinks that it's getting better and better. I hate to sound this way, I'm not Scrooge, it is not better. You know, I just read a report that everybody in the city of Chicago actually works from paycheck to paycheck. That means that half the people in Chicago work from paycheck to paycheck. That means that if you blow a tire out and you have to spend $100 to buy a tire, you may not have food, or you may not have a prescription, or maybe you won't be able to buy that gas that's finally come under $3 a gallon. The first time I've seen it on North Avenue, under $3 a gallon. The food prices are still up there, so there's a lot of people that need help right now. Watch the food banks real close. I'm in and out of them all the time. They're always looking for people that are willing to give. And I don't mean go look in your cupboard and grab a bunch of stuff that you don't eat and bring it there. It may be out of date because you don't eat it. I mean, I check mine all the time. I mean, we do a lot of fundraising, so we're very cautious on what we get. And businesses that we get stuff from that would be out of date, they just want the write-off. And it's probably still good, but it's not the right thing to do. So I missed the Benders thing. I really, I mean, I was watching them cook the food, then I was watching all of you eat the food, and I was thinking, I should have been there, but.
Your priorities were where you needed to be.
Yeah, families more,
That's, that, I wish it could have been, but, you know, my family, all of those of you that know me, we just did our 60th anniversary, and my wife's been sick ever since, so, say a prayer for her, if you could. I pray for all your families every day. I want to thank the staff for another wonderful year, all of the staff for another wonderful year, and Phil, great job with Public Works. I keep reading more and more about things you've accomplished, and now we're trying to get away from salt and using more brine. You guys are the leaders in a lot of things. Our police department is the leaders in a lot of things that are done. Our IT department is a leader in many things that they do. This is amazing that we could have, you know, and I'm just glad to be part of it. We had the best summer that we've ever had, thanks to Tia. I mean, we got the best clerk that anybody could ever ask for. I mean, we got a team here that is just unbelievable, and I'm just so glad. I have people come up to me all the time. I don't have anybody come up to me and complain about anything. They come up, I just had this morning, I had a guy come up to me, he goes, "You're the mayor, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." So I want to thank you for all the work that you do. I said, "Yeah." He said, "You know, you're a great mayor." I said, "No, I got a great staff and I got a great board. That's what makes a great mayor. The mayor is one person. I got 6 people here to jump in and get things done, plus the whole staff." So we don't take the credit. I don't ever want to take credit. I mean, it needs to go around to everybody because everybody works really hard here to make this community what it is. This is one of, and not because I'm sitting here, I live here because I really believe in my heart that this is the best community around here. There's towns that may have more than we do, but what we have is ours, and we earned it and we work for it, and that means a lot to me. So, with that, again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah. Enjoy yourself. Be very careful on the roads because we are looking at some terrible weather. Again, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger?
Aye.
Trustee Zalick?
Aye.
Trustee Giesers?
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni?
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy?
Close out 2022.
Happy Christmas.